What we do here is go back. What we do here is go back.
That appears to be working. Good evening everybody, Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. It is Saturday the 11th of September, a very poignant day for a lot of people, so yeah, what can you say really, other than our thoughts and our prayers are with those that have experienced tragedy and all that kind of stuff from that date. It's 20 years on, doesn't seem like it was 20 years ago. I can still remember where I was on that exact day and the kind of the shock and all that was experienced by essentially the whole world. So yeah, let's take a few seconds just to reflect on that, and yeah, let's look forward to a brighter future for everybody, in theory. Unless you're trying to build PC parts, in which case you're absolutely screwed, there's no hope in sight and things are not looking good. Unless you're a multi-billionaire, in which case you're fine, or maybe if you're Linus or J's 2 cents and you get stuff thrown at you on a regular basis, then it's absolutely fine. But for us mortal beings, it's not quite so simple. Now, some of you may already noticed, if you've been early in the chat, a few changes that have happened here at Mub headquarters. First of all, we've offered memberships, which obviously we do appreciate if you become a member of the channel. You don't have to, you don't lose out on anything. It's just a way of some people supporting the channel, whereas some people use Patreon, some people don't like using Patreon, etc, etc. So if you do want to help support the channel, you're more than welcome to do so. Like I said, you don't miss out on any content. All the content that we record and post will be on the main channel and in the community tab, so you don't lose out. The only things you get advanced previews of the videos which will be released to everybody eventually, and also you get things like a sticker next to your name, and also you get your badges, all that kind of stuff. And you, yeah, at the moment you'll all be green because it's basically time sensitive, so the longer you're a member, you change colours on your badges, much like we do in the summer when we go out in the sun. So with that said, I think that is pretty much it. Oh, you probably noticed as well some slightly newer streaming graphics which I've been playing with this week. That is mostly down to Skystalker, God bless him, and also damn you. I've been playing around with the Elgato Stream Deck, which we are currently using, or at least trying to use, and trying to get to grips with it. I think I've worked out mostly how it works now. There's a few things which still baffle me entirely, so I can switch scenes very easily. So at the moment we're on the main camera, or I can go over to the top camera and say hello to everybody up there. So that's all working really well. Or if I wanted to go and have a quick wee. So back to the main camera. Hello, dear. Oh dear, I am such a noob. It is ridiculous. I do need to add something to that blank screen actually. Anyway, that's another story. So hopefully you're all doing well. Tonight apparently there is things on television such as the tennis, which I think we have a young lady who's doing particularly well. So how long that'll last, who knows? You can never tell these days, so good luck to whoever is playing. I've got no idea. I've got no interest in tennis. Actually, I don't follow sports at all, really, unless it's on TV, and we don't watch TV anymore, so there you go. Yes, so tonight's stream, I'm going to be talking about some things which we've had sent to us this week from Ugly Bob, as per usual. A few other bits and pieces as well, but I haven't prepared for this at all. One of our good friends of the channel, Dave, was round a little bit earlier in the day and we were having a chat and putting the world to rights. So I've completely not prepared for the stream whatsoever. So nothing new there. And if you've got any complaints, then feel free to blame David. It's entirely his fault. But we have had some fans come through from one of our fans. We've got some SP120 RGB Pros from Uggs and the Mpow wireless headphones, I think, which also come from Uggs as well. There are some other items which we've got. I did notice in the chat that it was mentioned, so I haven't forgotten about the things that have been sent to me. I am working on them. I have sent some emails out today to individuals to explain what is going on and where I'm at with it. The GTX 1066 gig Zotac Amp Edition review is started today. Would have been finished, but Dave came round and was pestering. So it is a work in progress, and Dave can actually validate that because it was actually on the desk, actually in the PC. So yeah, it is a work in progress for sure. I'm trying to think what else we've got down there. Our friends at Thermaltake, we have got your radiator. It is being worked on, don't worry. There will be a review video out eventually, I promise. So kind of. And also our friends at Mpow, which some of you probably never heard of before. Mpow is a massive brand in the Chinese market for RAM and storage. We've got some stuff from them as well. There will be a review coming out very soon. Just trying to get ahead of the game. It is getting a little crazy. Things are heating up quite literally, and yeah, it's been a tough old week. It really has. Even today, Saturday, which is kind of technically like a day off. Normally I would just chill out a little bit, but today it's just been going crazy trying to finish off things. So yeah, that is where we're at. We will be talking about the £500 PC build, which I've got planned, which is coming out, which is obviously what the stream was all about. But first of all, let's go ahead and say hello to those of you that are in the chat, which have been waiting very patiently. And also, again, thank you to all the new members. So what have we got? I've actually missed some of the chat off here for some reason. So just have a look, see what we've got there. So we've got Rick Corsair says, I look forward to the live show every Saturday, the highlight of my week. Hope everyone out there are well. Bless you, Rick, that's very kind of you. And thanks for becoming a channel member also. We've also got, Ugly Bob says, been a rough one. Yeah, this is Make sure that's working. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's been a pretty full-on week. It really has. And I've just realised this mouse is making a horrible noise on the desk. So my apologies to that. I have got mouse mats everywhere.
Do you want mine?
Yeah, go on then. That's nice and quick and simple to do. Get all the all the food remnants off. Look at that. Look at the state of that. It's got its own bacterial colony going on it. So, did I click clear? Yeah. I've got this thing now on the system, so in your chat, if I click on your chat, it comes up on the screen, and then I've got to remember to press clear. So if someone's chat stays on there for ages and it's completely irrelevant, blame me, because I am absolutely useless. So who we've got a Rally with us, Ugly Bob. We've also got Patrick LaBelle, says, hello world, watching football right now, we'll keep an eye on the stream. Awesome, no worries. Yeah, just keep the video playing in the background, it all does good for the stats. Paul Bakewell says, good evening all, how you doing Paul? Arali is watching university football is better than the Pro League. It's a very controversial statement there, Arali. Sir Soppy Balls, I like that. What a logo. Even people, see you all at 9 PM. Oh, and I'm going to have to fast forward now through the chat. Let's clear that. And scroll all the way down. And there we go. So there's a super chat coming in from Pierre Plays. Thank you very much, Pierre. Much appreciated. 449 says, stuck at my mum's waiting for the cat to come in while she's in Skeggy, so ordered a Chinese and watching you on the telly. Lovely jubbly. We were going to have a Chinese, but decided against it. I always feel really, really kind of after, I just feel a bit ill after Chinese. I think it's not good for me, so trying to avoid it, keep the pounds off. So, sorry, I'm going to have to go back up. We've also got a new member. If I click on that, does that work? Hey, that works. So, Willie Bob, hey. Thanks, Willie Bob. Welcome to the supporter level tier. Bless you. New member. Look at that, that's all shiny and nice, isn't it?
How do you do it?
I'm not sure if Kath can do it, because I don't think I think the pop-out chat is different. If you just click on, no, you can't do it from there, I don't think. Click on pop-out chat, and then you should be able to click on someone's message, if it ever loads. Or it might just break mine, I'm not too sure. Still getting to grips with this, I do apologise. So we've got Skystalker with us, William Bodie, Danielle's with us also, Domas. Domas says, good evening everyone, £500 build, will it have a dedicated GPU, or will I still need to go and dream about prices coming back to near MSRP in the next year? Have a great stream all. Yes, it has got a GPU. My planned £500 build has got a GPU. Now, as per usual, most of the parts aren't exactly fresh out of the box. Most of them are kind of recycled or used parts. But I think realistically at the moment, what other choices have we got? I've been building and selling some used PCs recently, used parts, combinations of new and used stuff, and they are so popular, it is ridiculous. Literally, you can list them for about an hour or so, immediately you're getting offers. Now, granted, some of them are absolutely stupid offers, saying, would you like to swap it for a BMX, or a motorcycle, or a fishing rod? No, no, and no. We are not swapping computers for fishing rods. That is not going to happen. Not in this lifetime, anyway. I am not a fishist, I don't do that. I'm not one of those people that sit on the banks waiting for a nibble. No, not me, sir, not me. So, yeah, those have been selling really well. And it's keeping things turning over, so we're clearing out some of our inventory and trying to get some new stuff in, so it's a little bit more interesting for you guys, because it can't be very enticing having to watch the same Aero Core Cylon PSUs rolling in and out all the time. So, yeah, we're trying to step things up a bit, do a few more builds, get all that stuff going. You know the drill. Yes, Gav?
Can you put some catnip on the table at the end?
No.
Yeah,
all right, here's a question for you guys, as you are the viewers and you're watching this drivel. Would you like to watch the cats go mad at the end of the stream with catnip?
Obviously.
Clearly, no cats will be harmed in the making of this content. I've got to stress that. Yeah, they may get a little bit excited. If they damage my camera, I'll be upset.
I'll hold the camera.
So you have to let us know in the chat later on.
Yes,
We may
catnip.
well see this. Yeah, catnip is going to be a thing, is it? Okay, no worries.
Can you create a poll?
You can create a straw poll. I'm not doing it. I've got enough on my plate as it is. Okay, I've got a new chair as well, but I'm not even using it. Why am I not using my new chair? Hold the line cooler. Oh, nearly knocked the camera off the table. There we go. So I've got my new adjustable stool, which I'm out of shot now, but I can get real down low, which is good. That's a little bit easier on the arms actually. It's a nice working height. Nice little chair. 19.99 I think it was on Amazon. I'm not going to do a review on it because basically it's a stool. Don't get excited. It's not going to happen. Who else is with us this evening? We've got Patrick LaBelle, I think I've said that already, but is joined and is now a supporter, so thank you very much for that. Paul Bagel, Rick, yes, supporter. Thanks all. Honestly, the membership for the channel, it is completely optional. Please, please, please do not feel that you're being kind of coerced or anything like that into doing it. It is purely, well, I said it before actually, I think, did I say it in the last week's stream? I don't remember if I did or not. YouTube is a very bizarre thing. There are algorithms and things you have to do, or at least you kind of need to do, in order for YouTube to promote your content or to allow other people to see it. Now, if you're making content which everybody absolutely adores, and they're smashing the like button, subscribe button, and they're watching all the content all the way through and engaging and all that, then chances are you're going to get seen anyway. But for a lot of channels, including ours, you don't always get that. And to be honest with you, it's a rarity when that happens, that you get a video that goes kind of a little bit crazy and gets tons and tons of views. So we do have to play the game and do kind of what YouTube want us to do, which sadly basically means we have to do what they like us to do, such as monetize the channel, put adverts on, obviously membership, super chats, all that kind of stuff. So it's something we really deliberated on for a long time. I was very unsure whether or not to do it, but already it does seem to have increased the viewers. The numbers are going up, so as long as that continues, then I will carry on doing that. Again, it isn't something that you have to do. If you do want to do it, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it, but it's not entirely necessary. But we are essentially, we're playing the YouTube game. There's a ton of competition out there. It's so difficult to get the content that we literally pour blood, sweat and tears over to actually get views. So to not do the memberships is essentially hurting us. So yeah, that is essentially why we had to do it. I did try and do it at a low level, so $2.99. YouTube take away 30% of that straight away, so kind of £2. And for those of you living in other countries with different kinds of currency, I think it still works out the same. So if you're in Canada, it's kind of $2.99. If you're in America, it's $2.99. If you're in Australia, it's $2.99. So the equivalent, as you change it back into pounds, is lower, obviously, because the pound is quite a strong currency. So yeah, we're not going to be retiring anytime soon on it, but it's one of those things that it's just another box ticking exercise. So I wanted to explain why we've done that. I feel that we owe it to you to let you know where we're at, all that kind of stuff. I did post it all on our Discord chat just to let the Discord guys know what was going on. And again, it's something that you don't have to do. You're not going to miss out. You're not going to lose out on anything. You do get the advantage of obviously getting early content, and also you can use the emojis and you get the badge next to your name and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're just playing the YouTube game. So was it Bob's birthday? Bob said he's 49 now. Should I have said that out loud? Well, it's a bit late now. It's a live stream and I can't undo that. If it was, happy birthday, Bob. You should have said something. We would have sent you something of a token of our appreciation. I'm sure we could find something somewhere. Wendy Bob says, good evening, unboxers, blah, blah, blah. Skystalker says, lots of new members. Yes, there is. And thank you all so much for that. And let's have a look at the super chat, because I didn't acknowledge that. Is that up on the screen? Yes, it has, yes. Ugly Bob, for the blank screen, how about a gif of Kath with the hula hoop in the snow? Now that is not a bad idea. I could actually get the footage for that and put it on there. How do you fancy that, Kath? A bit of hula hooping in the snow for the blank screen.
Okay, as long as I'm not actually live on it. So.
As long as you're not live, as long as it's pre-recorded. Okay. Bob, you got yourself a deal there. Oh, there's too much thinking going on involved here. There must be a way of automating this. There probably isn't. Right, let's scroll through and get up to date. So, Paul Lamont is become a supporter as well. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate it. Dutch Jan says, Element IT has a second channel for live streams. Yeah, there's... Funny enough, I did watch that stream when he was talking about it, and... Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, his reasoning was that YouTube was promoting the live streams more than his normal content, whereas we're the entirely opposite way around. So our main content gets promoted a lot more, well, at least as far as I know, than I don't think any of our live streams have actually been promoted in people's subscription feeds. I don't know, maybe you could tell us if you're a regular viewer and you watch the normal videos, but maybe you don't watch the live streams. Do they get shown on the subscription feed? I don't know if they do or not. It would be actually very interesting to know. But yes, it doesn't appear, if anything, the live streams at some point helped the channel, because we did have a massive influx of viewers when we started doing them, especially towards the start of the whole pandemic thing. So the viewing figures went mental. But I think the live streams have been hit quite hard recently with everything's been going on, obviously summer, back to school, holidays, the global pandemic, and the lack of availability of parts. People are just losing interest in the whole tech scene. So we're lucky now that we've kind of still got our core viewers, which are still interested in the whole kind of genre of technology and all that kind of stuff, and tune in on a regular basis. And basically there's not really much on TV other than sports events. So what else you can do on a Saturday night? It's not like you can go to the pub. Tristan G says, by the way, I'm pro catnip. Okay. Mark Point says, I've been following Mike for about almost 2 years now. Well, thank you, Mark. Angel Churchill says, I think we should, does that work? Yeah. A new Mike's Unboxing kitten.
Yes.
If you guys and girls out there actually realise how long it takes me every day to get ready for filming due to cat's fur on everything, I need a separate building that is cat free, because there's nothing worse than I'm filming B-roll, I'm doing a close-up and I've got this really nice panning shot going across, and then all of a sudden there's this bloody great cat's hair sticking out the side of it. It's like, for God's sakes. Oh dear. Yeah, literally I spend an hour,
I want this to happen more now.
an hour a day, at least every day, just cleaning up around here in the cat fur. It's the bane of my life. I'm gonna have to get some of those bold cats. Welly Bob says I get a notification for live streams, but only a couple of hours before. Okay. Oh, Faddy says pretty much all the normal videos. That's good to hear. Only got a notification for the live stream for the first time today. Now, you know exactly what it is. I can tell you immediately why it is, because this is the first live stream we've done since enabling memberships. So YouTube are thinking, right, they got memberships, they're bound to promote it, people that want to support are going to support, and it's going to get a bit of momentum going. So let's promote the stream, because then we're going to get more revenue from it. That's how it works. They're a business at the end of the day. I hope that we all feel that we're getting value out of their business somewhere or other. I think we are, actually. YouTube is a good thing. And if we didn't have YouTube, I think it would be a very, very different world altogether. I really do. It's changed the entire tech space and the way that people consume content. Aletta says, my Razer keyboard has more cat and dog hair than keys. I vacuum my keyboard every day. Literally every day. And it's still filthy. I am going to do a video actually on how to clean a keyboard.
I'm going to use mine.
I'm not going to use yours, because I will need to put mud guards on the vacuum.
keep my immune system healthy.
Oh dear. Where are we? Brandy says, I get alerts for all of your streams. Oh, thank you. That's good to know. Philip Collins, you're not a drummer, are you? Your live stream appeared in my recommendations, if that helps. Maybe it is working.
No.
David Aitkins sent a super chat in. Did I miss that?
Yeah.
I'm useless. I really am bad at my job. I should do this for a living. David Aitkins says, happy birthday, beautiful Bob. Great to see you both earlier, Mike and Kath, and cats. Yes. Cats. I'm not going to say any more about those. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Yeah, actually, Dave's got this this great little GPS thing for his cat, which we're going to invest in, actually, and we're going to try and do some footage of it to see what the cats do, where they go. I think it's going to be interesting to see where cats actually go during the day. Mark Point says, yes, I miss the days of cable TV. I've got to be honest with you, back in the day, probably mid-90s, probably even early 2000s, I was pretty much welded to the TV. Now, I was an absolute colossal stoner back then, so I didn't really have the motivations to do much else anyway. I did do a job and worked all day and all that kind of stuff and was a responsible parent, but I was a colossal stoner when I wasn't doing either of those two things. Yeah, things have changed dramatically.
Poor old Angel.
Gumbo says, I'm keeping my RX 580 for now, but I want VR. I think the RX 480 and 580 and possibly the GTX 1060s were the first cards which were really kind of would do VR. Not brilliantly, but okay. Stuart Cleary says, I vacuumed 2 keys off my keyboard one time. Shouldn't laugh, that's not funny. Did you have to get them out of the bag? Yes, Kath.
Matthew Day says, how about a cat cam? Why don't you say about Maisie earlier?
Oh yeah, yeah. Matthew Day said about the cat cam, which we kind of almost did. I wonder if I could probably retrieve that. We've just put one of the IMU cameras that we've got, which was originally in the back garden. I've finally put it into the front of the house. So we've got 2 cameras on the front of the house. Because our house has got like a, what's that thing you call a calf at the front where?
Like a bay window.
Yeah, like it's a bay window and it's got a roof above it. So you've got like the front door, then you've got an extending bay. Porch, that's the one. You've got a porch, then you've got like the bay and the overhang, and then you've got the camera at the back. So it was really difficult to actually get the camera to look across either direction. So you can either see the front door and you can't see the other side, you can't see the other cars, or you can see the cars and you can't see the front door. And because Amazon and other delivery services are getting worse and worse and they're essentially drop kicking parcels into our house, I figured it would be a good idea to actually get some of that on footage. So spent today trying to put my IMU, which one is it? Is the Look, IMU Look camera. I've taken that and I've put it to the front, and actually it looks really good. The footage is fantastic on it, and I can now see what is actually going on when people are drop kicking parcels in my general vicinity.
Oh, your brown eyes turning blue.
They might be.
Because you've got the look.
You doing all Roxette songs? Oh God. Philip Collins says, I'm not the drummer, I still have my hair. Wish I had the namesake's money though. Yeah, I knew that feeling. He's got a fair few quid, hasn't he? Mark Point says, when I was searching a motherboard I bought, Mike was the only one who did a review on it. Bloody hell, what motherboard was that? Yes, Kath.
You didn't finish the story about Maisie on the camera, did you?
Oh yeah, sorry, Maisie on the camera, yeah, that was the thing. So the cat cam, yeah. Our cat Maisie is a bit either demented or lazy or all of the above. And she'll literally just wait at the front door. Won't make a sound, literally just, come on humans, open the bloody door, and she just sits there for ages. So for today, first time, literally put the camera up within 30 minutes of doing that. It's like, oh, there's Maisie walking up to the front door waiting to be let in. We'll have to get her a door knocker or something.
She's got a cat flap at the back, but that means walking around the back.
Nick Barnes says, not sure about PC, but since following I always receive notifications of all your content. Oh, that's also absolutely good. Welly Bob says, need an unboxer's cat emoji. Oh God. There is one emoji space free at the moment. When we get some more members, I think it opens up a few more so we can have more emojis. If you want to post an emoji in the chat, if you type in :mub, it brings up the list of all the ones that are available to you. There's not many, not very exciting, but feel free to do it. So Mark Point has the MSI A320 Pro-A, was that? Or A320 Pro? That board is still going strong, actually. And no one else at the time reviewed it, gotcha. Lazy, crazy, Maisie, yes, she is, all of those things.
We got Daisy that loves to line on the lawn. Flame that loves to line on the barbecue.
Brandy says, what do you think of the Asus ROG Strix RX 570 OC Edition 8GB GDDR5? It's a good card. Did I have one of those? No, I had the Gigabyte version, which was fine. The thing is with the RX 570 OC, the 8GB at the time when it came out wasn't really necessary. It didn't quite have the horsepower to drive it, so the 4GB version was probably the better option at that time. Although now, in hindsight, with games with having more textures and all that kind of stuff, you can actually get away with having lower horsepower but more RAM and get some pretty decent performance. If anyone of you have used the APUs, because they share system RAM, they can obviously allocate whatever they want to. Horsepower-wise, they're rubbish, basically. But even with the extended RAM from the system, you can still get some actually pretty decent textures and some reasonable visuals out of an APU. So yeah, I would say it's a good card, just don't pay too much. William Bodie says, only Sundays I don't get any notifications. There's a very good reason for that, is because Sunday is the day that God rested, but sadly I don't get to. So I have to actually go and do a real job on a Sunday. So sadly, yeah, no videos out on a Sunday. Also as well, you can blame Kath for that, because Kath's reasoning behind it is, because the stream goes out late on a Saturday, it gives the people who get up late on a Sunday a chance to catch up before there's yet another video coming along on the Monday. So the gap is there for a reason. Although potentially, if, oh God, I don't want to put myself under pressure now. If we can get to the point where we can do that extra video, we probably could do now actually, but I don't know. I'm not sure if releasing another video on a Sunday is a good idea. Maybe we'll trial it and see how it goes. So thanks for the idea. And thanks for the extra work. David Thompson says Gigabyte A320 M-H is £26 on Amazon. There was one earlier, I think, which was $19.99 again. Markovsky says car boot Sundays, what happened to those? Yeah, I miss car boots. I used to love going to car boot sales. They were brilliant. And there we go, Ricardo has sent us a super chat of 20,000 COPs. I can never get used to that currency translation, but thank you very much, sir. We do appreciate it very, very much. Ugly Bob says car boot sales are awesome. I think one day I'm going to have a car boot sale of my own. Get rid of some of the things which some of the suppliers have sent us that have just ended up being on the shelves. I'm looking around, David actually came in today and had a look in here and he said, wow, this place is filling up again. And it is, it's just, there's so much stuff. I'm looking around me thinking, oh God, what do I do? This is a very small room and it is filling up very quickly. Fortunately, there's not been many case reviews to do as much as there used to be anyway. So cases are the ones that take up the most room. At the moment, underneath the desk, there are 3 case boxes. There's the Ions Teo, which is going to be in the coming up build. We've also got the GameMax, the COC. Well, I can't remember what that was called now. What was it, the GameMax? I can't remember what it was. It should say on the box. Doesn't, can't see it. Nope, no idea. Anyway, the GameMax case, the COC, which we are going to be doing another build in. Between me and the Gatepost, I have done obviously the review and I did promise a build in it. There's a reason why I haven't released the footage yet. We're still talking to GameMax about it and working out kind of how we go forward with this. There's no big sinister thing going on, it's just something which I discovered which they were like, okay, yeah, fair enough, we need to look into that with you. Not a fault as such, but just something which I noticed, so yeah. Hold fire on that. There may be another video coming out very soon. We are going to have a discussion. They've been on holiday and whatever, so we haven't managed to kind of get our heads together and work out what to do. So anyway, that is that. The VXR case, which is that one there, that's behind me there. And I've got the Neutron Labs case there, and I've got the Game Max F15 there. There's just case boxes everywhere. I should just throw them out, but I hate throwing away boxes. Ibuprofen, that was it, Matthew. Well done. Yeah, the Game Max ibuprofen. Oh dear. Ricardo says, I bought a 4TB Western Digital Blue HD. Great for everyday work. They are great. Actually, today there was on Amazon the Seagate Barracuda 2TB drives going for $41.99, I think it was, which is a really good price for a 2TB drive. I'm tempted to get a couple and stick them in one of the NASs just to have it as a literal media server, and that is it. Not backups or anything, literally just run it as a Plex box. That might well happen. Pierre Plays has sent a super chat and says, my fortune cookies say, I'm not going to do the voice because that would get me into a whole heap of trouble. Racial appropriation. The star of riches is shining on you. BRB, just going to get a lottery ticket. I hope you're lucky. Is the lottery draw's gone now, isn't it? Never mind. Markovsky is explaining about car boot sale. Yeah, car trunk sale, car boot sale, garage sale. It's that kind of thing. Matthew Day says, have they forgiven you? Well, we haven't spoken yet properly. We've had emails pinging back and forward, and they phone me, and they text me and said, sorry, like this is my mobile number, just so you know who I am when I try and call you, or try and get together and have a call. And then it's like holidays and stuff, and yeah, we just haven't managed to get together on that one. Ugly Pop says, not the Game Max COC. Good old Bob. No, that wasn't Kath having wind, that was her feet on the laminate flooring, just in case there's anyone wondering.
Do it again.
Let's see if I can do it.
Squeaky clean where you clean it so much.
David Thompson says, are those 2TB Seagate drives SMR? I don't think they are. I must admit, I only briefly looked at it before I started the stream, so I'm not 100% on that. They could potentially be. Ugly Bob says that David Thompson, they appear to be the SMR versions. So, yeah, not ideal. Not horrible. Fine for streaming content, but for data access, probably a little bit on the slow side. Or a little bit unreliable, maybe. Not unreliable, just a bit longer to do that sort of stuff. Stuart Cleary says, this week I bought an AeroCool Atomic 8RGB mini tower case, 2 ARGB fans for 37 quid. I'm registered for VAT, so didn't have to pay that. Happy days. That is good. We're still waiting, actually, for AeroCool to send... They said they were going to send us a goodie bundle so we could try out some of their products, but they still haven't shown up, so...
I think they're having trouble getting it, weren't they? It was in shipping.
Shipping is not good at the moment. It really isn't. Tristan G tries her cough. Kath's being apologetic there, saying sorry to James.
When I didn't turn the lights off for...
Oh yeah, sorry.
It wasn't Pierre's, it was Ricardo's. Sorry, Ricardo as well.
Welly Bob says, grab 2 times Kioxia. Kioxia! Sounds like something fast, isn't it? Kioxia! Sounds fast. Grab 2 times Kioxia 960 gig SSDs. £69 a pop on Amazon. Fast TLC, very happy. There is a lot of drives on the market at the moment which are not TLC. There's a lot of QLC drives out on the market which are mostly selling for similar prices as the TLC stuff. So it's not ideal, but it's absolutely fine. Ugly Bob sends in £2 and says, turn the lights off for James. Although I don't want to read it out because you can see it on the screen now. Might save myself some vocal injuries. Execute caf.ps1. It's more like PPT, PowerPoint. PowerPoint at the button on the wall. Caf exe has stopped working. Now that is something we should have a gift for.
I hadn't stopped working. I was working harder. I was making a drink.
Right. I think we've conversed enough at the moment. Let's take a look at some of the stuff we've got on the desk, and also we're going to look at the bits that we got for the build. So that's going to take ages, so let's get these out of the way, because this is going to be... these were £15. Let's make room for the cats. William Brody says, got an error ID from YouTube and can't see the stream. YouTube is doing some weird stuff at the moment. I keep on going into the YouTube studio and it just as if like it's the first time I've ever been in there. It's like, welcome back. Very strange, very strange. Anyway, so these we posted on the Discord and also in the community chat. Mpow wireless headset, ANC auto noise cancelling or automatic noise cancelling or advanced noise cancelling or whatever you want to call it. 15 quid, reduced from 30, and they were originally 50, reduced to 30, then they're half price again. I'm sure it's 15 quid. Maybe Bob can...
Welly Bob said, is that the headset?
Yes.
Yeah, he said he's got 3 sets of those £15 headphones.
Oh, it's £15, yeah. Welly Bob's got 3 sets of these. I got to be honest with you, I should have actually bought a bunch of these for Christmas presents. I really should have, because these are, to be honest with you, like for £15, even if they're shit, it's great. Because when Christmas comes, you wrap these up, someone unboxes them and goes, oh, amazing.
No one unboxes Christmas presents.
Not unbox, sorry, unwrap. My mistake. When you unwrap your Christmas presents, yeah, it's going to be cool. So let's have a look and see what is actually in la container. So Mpow H12 IPO ANC wireless headphones. Soft and comfortable earpad. Yes, foldable. Other stuff on the back. But what we're more excited about is the noise cancelling. Because I don't think, for £15, the noise cancelling has got to be awful. It has to be. So they come in a actually a nice little pouch, leatherette, for her pleasure. And what else do we get in the box? We get some connection cables. Now, bizarrely, I don't know how they've managed to do this for the money, but what we got here? Notices, connectivity, blah 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 blah, etc. etc. USB Type-C to charge and to connect, and also a regular TRS connection, 3.5mm jack, so if you don't have them powered up or there's no charge, then you can still use them as regular headphones, which is fantastico. I hate it when you grab a set of headphones off the shelf and there's no power in them. You're like, oh bloody hell. Yes. Nice all-purpose hat. No, won't fit on my head.
No, don't
And as you can see, they're folding. Mpow logo on the side, which we can quite easily put some of that carbon fibre wrap on. We've got the jack plug there. We've got ANC mic little button thing there. Control buttons, up, down, and middle button to power on and to play pulls, etc. Ouch, caught my finger in the hinge. That hurts. USB Type-C connection there. ANC button there. Another ANC mic there, or no, that's a LED, isn't it, to show you that it's actually on. So if we power them on, press and hold the button, you get power on. I'm trying to work out what PC I actually connected these to. It says they're pairing. Can't recall. Well, it's not pairing, so ANC. Can you hear that? I'll put it near here. So you've got some visual well, not visual, audible representation of what is actually going on. And actually, let's crank the volume up. Is that any louder? Okay, you get the idea. So I would have preferred for these to say ANC on or ANC off rather than diddly-doo-doo. Because when you're pressing it, unless there's a massive difference in the sound quality, you're never going to know. So I'm going to just stick them on my head, because that's just the way we roll. Which is the left side? That's the right. That is the left. So let's try that. So ANC button there. And back to the main camera. They do cover, I might be shouting, I'm not sure. I can't really hear much going on around you, so they do seal the outside road off, and they're actually pretty comfy. Nice thick band on there.
Do they squeak on your head?
Eh?
Do they squeak on your head?
Do they squeak?
Pull them back and forth.
Oh. No, but they move my eyebrows. So let's turn the ANC on. Say something.
Like what?
I don't know. Anything. Right, so I can still hear tapping, but it seems distant. Yeah, that sounds like, obviously, like I'm tapping. Bloody hell. So you can hear what is going on around you, and it gives you a completely different sense. It actually, when there's nothing playing, you know when you've got a cold and you feel really bunged. I feel like I'm doing it now. It feels like it's all bunged up in here, and I can't quite hear. Yeah, that is a yeah, they're really good. That is actually really good. That's always a good test. Actually not having anything, I've got to take this off. Not having anything playing actually makes a huge difference, because it gives you an idea of what is actually isolating. Yeah, so that, you can hear that I'm tapping on the desk. I know I'm tapping, and obviously I'm using my fingers, so I know it's me that's doing it. But if I keep on doing it, yeah, that's much, much louder when I do that. So it's probably about 75%. I've got to take these off.
What do they taste like?
What do they taste like? Chewy with a biscuity undercarriage. Let's turn those off. The good thing is, well, you can turn off the Bluetooth mode, or just power them off altogether, but then you can turn on ANC, I think, if I remember rightly.
Well, they pass the bum test.
I know, you can't do on these. So there was another brand I had which actually you could turn on ANC when they were just in the regular mode, but it doesn't appear. No, so you do actually have to have them powered on in the Bluetooth mode in order to use the ANC, which is a little bit of a shame. But actually on the other side of it, if you just, actually, wonder if I turn them on. Power on. ANC on. Power off. No, don't pair.
Markowski says the battery life is
Yeah.
the best he's used.
Power off turns off the ANC as well. So that's actually a pain in the backside if you want to use them with the 3.5mm jack only, but actually will save you a load of battery, because I know for a fact when I used the ones I had, which were very similar to this, I'm trying to think what brand it was. Go on.
Markowski's got 60 hours from his.
60 hours Mark's got from these.
They break easy where the fold is.
They break where the fold is, yeah. I'd imagine they would do, because...
Don't sit on them, they don't pass the bum test.
Don't sit on them, no, definitely not. It is essentially plastic, so there is going to be a little bit of kind of flexibility and damage, which is going to happen, but the headband's alright. There's a bit misshapen there, but I think that's probably where I've eaten it. Loads of adjustments, so if you've got a really fat head, there's a good...
Granny Bob says got to be on for ANC to work when wired.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, actually, I did actually have a listen to these before doing the stream. This is probably about, well, we've had these for about a week, I think, and the sound quality is actually surprisingly good. I think it's 50mm drivers in there, which, was it 50mm, 40 or 50? I don't recall, but yeah, the sound quality is excellent. You can't knock it for £15 for noise cancelling headphones. Like, even if you only use them periodically, these are great. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for the fact that when you're video editing in Adobe Premiere, you have to always keep on setting your audio preferences. So if you're using speakers, it will always use speakers. If you set it to headset, it will always use headset. And you can't just easily go in and change it from headset to speakers and vice versa. But for video editing, I would actually love to use these, but it's just such a pain in the ass because you have to go and change it every single time, and I don't always want to edit with my headphones on. But for editing purposes, they would be great because of that noise cancellation. So if kids are cooking their food, or Kath's tickling the cats, or whatever she does, I don't know, they will cancel out all those kinds of noises. But overall,
While I'm doing all your Amazon links.
while you're doing the Amazon links, I know. For 15 quid, these are phenomenal value for money. And actually, are they still available at the moment, Kath? They might well be. Somebody said they were available again, so that is definitely well worth taking a look at. I don't normally kind of subscribe to that whole noise cancelling thing because I think for a lot of headsets it's pretty overrated. There's been one or two which have actually stood out and actually been particularly good. Those were the One More ones which we reviewed actually pretty recently. These were flipping brilliant. Those were exceptionally good. They're a little bit expensive, but they were extremely good. The noise cancellation was like otherworldly. It was a very bizarre listening experience. But these ones, they don't block out it entirely, but they do enough of a job so that you can still enjoy your music or do your concentration, listen to podcasts or whatever without being disturbed too much. And it says there, charging time 2.5 hours. Doesn't actually specify a battery length there, but yeah, sorry, 40mm drivers, my mistake on that. But yeah, 15 quid, it's bloody amazing, it really is. You really can't go wrong for 15 quid, can you? 15 quid these days, you'd be lucky to get one of those kind of crappy Poundland sets, the way things are. They're still available apparently, Kath is saying, and no doubt she'll put a link in the chat very shortly.
Yeah, there.
Have I done a thing? No, I haven't done a thing.
I'll put the link in the description as well.
Welly Bob says, again, for £15 they're amazing. Not like your Sony's obviously, but 15 quid, wow. Yeah, they are good. Markovsky says, yeah, the battery life is the best I've used. Glenn's with us, says evening. Does that update if I press that? Yeah, it does. I can leave the chats on. Hey, I don't have to press the other thing. Wild Bill says, only 10% off now. Oh, sorry, only £10 off. So what are they down to? £20?
So they're £29.99 and you apply a £15 voucher if you tick that box.
Ah, right, yeah. Kath's saying, Kath will put the link in the chat right now. If you, yeah, £29.99 and you get a £15 voucher if you're on Amazon Prime. So, yeah, that's all good. So, yeah, awesome. Like it a lot. It's really difficult to be overly harsh on a set of headphones for £15. Even at the full price, £30, I think, yeah, definitely doable. Not quite as much of a urgency to buy them at £30, if I'm completely honest with you. But, I don't know, actually, the original ones from, I can't think what brand they were from now, but the original brand that we were sent, I'm sure they were $49.99 and they reduced them to £40 because we had a discount code. And at £40, again, they were very similar, but those did work ANC with the 3.5mm jack, which for some people is extremely important. And I did find that good because I could then plug that into the PC, turn on ANC and do video editing with them. So for my specific use case scenario, that was really good. Anyway, that is those. So thank you very much for those. Sorry, Kath. Kieran Atkinson. He has become a supporter. Thank you very much, Kieran. Appreciate that very much. And have yourself a green badge on me.
And me.
And Kath. And the cats. Stuart Cleary says, just bought them headphones for my son. It's a great gift. It really is. While Bill says, weird, just now I was getting 10% off, now I get 15% off. That is the power of positive mental thought from the Mub crew.
Well, they've got £10 off because they're $49.99 usually. No, they're $39.99 usually. £10 off and an extra 15 with the voucher ticked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just tick everything. Tick everything. James Messina says, don't ever dance again. I'll try not to. I only do it when I'm very excited. Paul Ratcliffe says, good evening. How you doing, Paul? Ugly Bob says, rub your Q-link, lol. I might get done for that. Footloose Mike, if only. Sir Soppy Ball says, I bought the Bass US D02 Pro headphones after watching your review. Decent headphones. Yeah, the Bass US ones are actually pretty decent. I like them. Kids don't do catnip. Nice one. Kenny D says, hi Mike and Kath, what have I missed? Not a lot, just me wittering on like a fool as usual. And things like that. Hey, there's a bloody poll at the top. What's going on? What's that poll all about, Kath? Oh, there's a poll. Yes and no. Was that you who made that?
Yeah, for the catnip.
For the cat? Oh, god damn it. I'm going to have to reach for my cup of tea. There we go.
I thought you meant a pole as in a dance pole.
Don't spill.
Can't see it anywhere.
Where the hell do I put that? Let's put it over there. I really should have a Mike's Unboxing mug for drinking out of.
You do, but you put your pens.
Kieran Atkinson says, I'm chuffed I managed to snag that case, had my eye on it for a while. Getting it for 96 quid was a steal. Brand new open box. Ooh, very nice. Jamie352 says, hi guys, how you doing, Jamie? Jamie352. Did I say 356? I don't recall seeing that name before. Are you a newbie? If so, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Madhouse. Torino. Oh, sorry. Is that Tonino? Tonino. Sorry, I thought it said Torino. Good evening, everybody. Captain Me's Adventures coming this winter to Mike's Unboxing when catnip goes wrong. Yeah, that could happen. Definitely could. Kieran says, I believe the F15 is based loosely on the H500P. Yeah, it's not a million miles off. And you've got your NZXT Kraken coming tomorrow too. Gone for the 360mm version. Hopefully airflow will improve. I would hope so. Actually, speaking of which, talking of 360mm rads, that does give me an easy way to shamelessly plug another piece of hardware which we've been sent. Well, it's not shameless because...
Jamie's been sub for months, never really chat though.
Thank you, Jamie. If I get the box up around the right way, that'll help. So we've had this sent to us from our good pals over at Thermal Take, the Tough Liquid Ultra 360. Arguably, potentially not enough RGB on this one, but what it does have is a built-in 2.1 inch LCD display in the middle for displaying all your anime, your temperatures, load, clock speed, or even just GIF files, all that sort of stuff. So maybe a GIF file of Kath doing the hula hoop in there would be pretty decent. This box is bloody heavy.
All the cats on it.
Anyone who's actually tried these Thermal Take Tough fans, what do you think of them? Because they are so heavy. Literally, they are like a 3.5 inch hard drive, each one of them, if not heavier. They really, really are heavyweight fans. The bearings and the motors in them must be made of, I don't know, some kind of really super dense material which is only available on the moon, which Elon will be mining very shortly. Aletta says, AIO, aka fake water cooling. Oh, so hurtful. We were having a discussion today, myself, David and Kath, and well, Kath wasn't, she was just here nodding and going,
La la.
and you can see little thought bubbles of cats coming out the top of her head. And we were discussing Far Cry 6 coming out, which both of us are actually extremely looking forward to. I personally love the Far Cry series. Far Cry 2, not so much. Played very, very little of that. And actually the original Far Cry, I'll be honest with you, I didn't particularly enjoy it. But the third installation, 4th, 5th, New Dawn, and hopefully 6, visually look amazing. The gameplay on 6 we're not sure because obviously it hasn't come out, but I would imagine it's going to be extremely similar, if not identical, to 4, 5 and New Dawn. So looking forward to that. Corsair have done an amazing thing. They did like a sponsored kind of thing with Far Cry 6 and did a Far Cry 6 build, which is kind of built into one of the trailers, and it looks freaking amazing. It really does, because they baked in the actual game into the RGB for IQ. So if you're playing the game, it reacts on your PC to the colours that are going on in the game, which for me gives me a little tingle in the trousers. I've got to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to that immensely. So I've always been one of those people that have gone for the bargain basement option. So with Far Cry 6 coming out, I'm thinking, It's getting closer to Christmas, holiday season. Maybe this year I treat myself, and potentially you lot at the same time, by doing a dedicated Far Cry 6 PC build using all I can't even say it, it's going to be a useless video, isn't it? Using all Corsair equipment. So I'm going to get myself a Corsair case. I want to tie in the IQ, so I'm probably going to have to get an Asus motherboard, or I may use my existing X570 board. Maybe, I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, Corsair case, Corsair power supply, Corsair RAM, Corsair fans, obviously. As much Corsair stuff as I can physically pop in there, which all works with IQ, and to give my Far Cry 6 build the real feeling that it's meant to. I don't normally do this. It's a very rare thing that I actually think, yes, F it, I'm going to splurge some money. I'm just going to buy some really outrageously expensive stuff just because. So I definitely want to do that. I'm going to price up the build and see how many, I was going to say how many hundreds, but it's not. It's going to be in the thousands, clearly, isn't it? I'm going to see how much it's going to cost. I may have to repurpose some existing kit in order to make it work financially. Kath's got the bucket there for when I am actually physically sick. I'm actually feeling a little bit bilious right now, thinking about spending those levels of cash on Corsair products. I genuinely am. But then, from what Aletta just said as well, I am thinking, and Jabant's just said it as well, I will highlight that because that is very good. Actually, I left the last one up for bloody ages. I am such an idiot. Why?
They're going up, all of them, aren't they?
Shouldn't be. I don't know. Who knows how these things work? I did change them, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I may well invest in the Corsair water cooling stuff and go balls deep into the whole thing and, yeah, basically put myself into an early grave financially and get the Corsair water cooling kit. Just do the whole shebang and see how it goes. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in seeing it be done? Obviously, I'm a complete newbie. So if I did get any of this water cooling stuff, it would be all being built from the perspective of an absolute novice beginner. Is that something which would interest you? I would do a poll, but unfortunately the catnip poll has taken precedent on that. So potentially that is going to happen. Kieran says, I do have that spare commander and NL fans I'll happily send you. We'll clear some drawer space. It may get to the point where Corsair donations may be gratefully received. I may even have to steal Corsair mouse back off Kath because she's got the I chucked the box away this week. The R55 Pro, I think it is. Kath's been using that, so I might have to steal that. M55, sorry, I do apologise. Skystalker says, yes, I am interested, Mike. Good.
You could do a video on cleaning a mouse, isn't
Yeah, I'll do a video on cleaning the Kath's mouse, removing all traces of foreign bodies and pathogens from it. There's going to be a few. David Thompson says, how about getting a novice to do the build and you guide them as they go? Hey, I'm going to be the novice. I've never done a custom water cooling loop ever, at all, ever.
Did a bit of plumbing under the sink.
Yeah, I've done some plumbing under the sink, and that isn't code. And it doesn't work, it drips.
And if you pour down the middle sink, it comes in the cupboard. But
yeah, it does. Hi Ladios and Jabant1, I should have said that. After your first water cooling build, you realise how easy it is. I don't doubt that it's easy. I imagine the learning curve is quite steep initially, but once you know kind of the basics, it's going to be okay. But yes, it's the cost factor. I know in my heart of hearts, realistically, most AIOs are going to be comparable to a good air cooler, but it's going to cost probably twice, if not 4 times the amount. So I am absolutely, I want to do it. I've been saying it for so long. I want to do a custom loop. It's something that I've never attempted before, and I really want to do it. And I think if I'm going to go down the rabbit hole with the Corsair kit, then it's probably a good time to do it and get the whole lot synchronized and all working together. After the stream's finished, or maybe tomorrow when I'm supposed to be working, I'll look up the prices online and see what it's going to cost me, and I'll look at the fittings and the pipes and I'll go, well hang on, I'm at 150 quid already and I've not even got a pump yet. So yeah, we'll see that.
Lettuces to start with soft tube. It takes some time to bend PETG.
Right. Yeah. I definitely. I think I would start off with soft tube anyway. And I think if I was going to do it, I'm pretty sure you can buy fittings which will do soft tube and glass as well, or solid tube. Hopefully there is. I've got no idea. I've never ever looked into it. I've looked at like some kits. Ideally, I want Corsair stuff, and ideally some fittings which will work with both PETG and hardline, so I can swap out when I get a bit more confident with it. Hopefully that is a thing. Maybe I'll have to have a conversation with Valletta and see how that goes.
Tristan's going.
Cheers, Tristan. Have a good one. Ugly Bob says, soft tube. He's terrible. Kieran says, the gifts my friends have made me put on my AIO display I dare not mention. Oh dear. I can imagine. So yes, that is where we're at. At least that's what I'm thinking. I'd love to do the Corsair build. I think Far Cry 6 is going to be it's going to be one of those titles which just comes out and is absolutely mental, and people are really loving it. So it would be nice to do something really good on it. Captain White says, Mike, watch Optimum Tech's video before liquid cooling your gaming PC, tips and tricks. Yeah, actually, I was going to reach out to one of the friends of the channel, which is eTechnics, Andy over eTechnics. He does a lot of water cooling stuff, and he was starting to do a kind of a build process. So I wonder if potentially there's some way that I can reach out to Andy. Maybe we can do some form of collaboration where he tells me what to do in some way, shape or form. That might be interesting to do.
And you do it with blindfold on?
I won't do it with a blindfold on. I won't be able to do it any good with my eyes open, let alone with them closed.
And your hands tied behind your back.
Bombay Potato says, any reason for sticking to Corsair? Initially it was because of the Far Cry 6 tie-in for the game, for the RGB to go with the game. That was one of the things. IQ 4 is much better than what it used to be. And I'm one of those people where I don't like to have multiple different RGB softwares if I can help it. So if I go down the route of IQ, I'm going to have to go with an Asus motherboard because they've got a really good tie-in now. So the Asus Aurora compatible boards will work with IQ without additional software. So in theory I could just have IQ and I'm done. I can set on my fan speeds, all that kind of stuff, and do it all strictly from within IQ 4, which potentially be good. I would like to keep it all together. I'm not a Corsair fan at all. I've always considered it to be overly expensive, and there's always a cheaper Chinese alternative on the market, such as like your up here's and stuff like that. But having said that, Corsair do make some bloody nice cases, and their RGB implementation is arguably some of the best on the market, especially for some of the patterns you can achieve, which for me, I love RGB. I appreciate it. I like the look of it. So having that defined control over it and then be able to do various patterns ticks a lot of boxes for me. And obviously because of what we do here, having a PC in the background which is all synchronized up and I can change and have it themed to various different projects we're doing could be a good thing. So yeah. Talking of which, let's take a look at these fans. These were sent to us today by Sir Ugly of Bobness. And he is part of the reason why this is happening. So if for some reason you see us homeless on the streets, it's because we've ended up buying loads of expensive Corsair stuff.
Mazwar, any advice for a gamer if they should get a GPU with 12 gig VRAM or 8 gig VRAM? That's more than enough.
To answer the question in the comments from Mazwar, does that come up on the screen? Yes. Any advice for a gamer? You guys can see the question. Realistically, it depends what you're doing. 12 gig cards, I think, primarily are aimed towards video editing machines and stuff which is really heavy on it, such as what the Titan cards and stuff like that. Realistically, 8 gigs at the moment is probably enough, but you may want more in the future. So if you've got the money for it, hey, if you get a 12 gig card, you can have a certain amount of future proofing included with that, so why not? It's one of those things like essentially if you skimp on things at some point, there is going to be a point where you have to spend that money. So it's either spend it now, spend it later, or put up with what you got, which is what our budget build's going to be. I can't believe I'm gone from a £500 budget PC build into, I know, I'm going to build a stupidly expensive Corsair system. It was going to happen sooner or later. Anyway, so this is the SP120 RGB Pro kit from Corsair. Now immediately you can tell why these are a little bit cheaper, because the fans themselves, the actual, to be fair, the blade width itself is actually a really thick blade, actually wide, so more airflow. But one thing you notice straight away is the actual frames are very, very slim. Now at the slimmest point, they are probably only maybe 2mm, if that. It's so small I can barely measure it, she said. Yeah, it's about 2mm at their smallest part. So there is going to be, I don't know if they are flexy or not. No, they're actually pretty rigid, so not too bad there. The downside of these, to me, has always been the fact that you have to go with IQ and their RGB hub. But saying that, after reviewing a lot of cases recently where they've got built-in hubs, most of them have compromises to be made. So using this will alleviate some of those things. And also you'll probably find, actually I was going to say, that you'll probably find that because of the quality, you'll find that the sticker's been put on properly, but this one's got a bit of a wobble to it. So I won't say that, and I'll pretend that's never happened. The blades themselves as well do feel, it feels like an up here fan. It really does. Not that that's a bad thing, because the up here fans are actually really decent. Just when you consider Corsair stuff and how expensive some of it is, these do feel like there have been some compromises made. Things like rubber dampeners on the corners that have not been put on. I don't know if they come separately, if you have to stick them on yourself. No, apparently not. So no rubber dampeners, but it's not the end of the world. I nearly pressed the wrong thing. It's not the end of the world not having the rubber dampers. You can always stick those on if you feel the need. Realistically, you probably won't need to. So what do we get in La accessory box? Got to try and open this so it doesn't look like it's been opened. I always do that, I don't know why. The strange things that happen to you when you are an unboxer. Ooh, that was a cleanish peel. So what do we get in here? We get the lighting node. What do they call this one? Is it the... I don't know what they call it. This is how long... powerful speed, blah blah blah. Doesn't say. Control hub via Corsair IQ software. Doesn't say. Not sure what one. Somebody in the comments, please tell me what version of controller hub thing that is, because I don't know. I have no idea. Question.
Nick Barnes.
Oh, I've got the old questions still up there as well. Nick Barnes, Q, what is more important, width or angle of blades for volume throughput? That's a tough one. I'm not a thermodynamics engineer in the slightest, so I'm probably the worst person to ask for that. But the way a blade works is you get more pressure if it's got a wider scoop. If it's a narrow blade, then you'll get airflow and there'll be very little pressure. If you've got really big scoop blades, then you get pressure. These are kind of somewhere in between. So they're going to be kind of universal. So an airflow case or airflow fan traditionally would spin a little bit faster as well. Potentially quieter because you don't get that kind of chopping noise from the blades. It's a tough one. Because fans are as well, if they're a low RPM fan can get away with having wider blades or well, less angled blades because there's less resistance, so it can just pull the air through and it's fine. But if there's resistance, then you need a scoop to kind of really force that air through. But also, you potentially need a higher RPM as well. There's many complications to this. So I think we should fire these up and see what they look like. I'm pretty sure I don't need to do anything. If I just plug these into power, they should just start doing RGB stuff. I think that is going to be a thing. We will find out now. You can't control the RPM or anything from this. This is purely for RGB, which, yeah, actually, so that means you're still going to need cables. Oh yeah, that's right, yeah, because the other ones you could, I'm pretty sure the other fans I had, Corsair fans, they had the PWM thing going through as well, possibly. It's such a long time ago, I can not remember. I do miss that case, actually. There's one thing, somebody said it recently about the Corsair, the 570X, and I said, yeah, I missed my 465. I really did like that case. It was not a bad bit of kit. Now I think I can plug these into anything and it'll just be fine. I'm going to plug in the power supply now. Calf's probably going to say bang at some point. That's going to be upsetting. Let's see if we can get this connected without something going wrong. Actually, did I leave the cord in? Yes, I did. That was a fortunate thing. Oh, don't move the streaming doodah. That's going to... Oh dear. Is it? Yep, it's still working. Praise the Lord. Okay, let's move that there. Don't do it. Just don't. Luckily this has only got one SATA cable, so it's there's not much that can go wrong. That's the theory. Is that clear? Clear. This might work, it might just explode.
Bang!
Just don't! Damn it. That's working. That's not plugged into USB, so it's doing absolutely nothing. So that is me completely, yeah. That's going to be like awkward, isn't it? Or is it because they're plugged into the wrong part of the hub? I was hoping that would work. What does it say? To RGB hub. In theory, I'm expecting that you could probably disconnect the RGB-ishness of this. And I imagine that there's some sort of way you could get the RGB to work just wiring it up manually. Or just making up your custom... Ah, there we go. So you have to have one plugged into number 1. I guess it starts at number 1, and if there's nothing on number 1, then it fails to proceed further. Oh, would you...
That's it, I'm not doing that.
There we go. I think that Corsair possibly do the nicest RGB? That's a new thing, I've just made it up. They do the nicest RGB implementation that there is. The way that the fade goes from one to the other, or that way, whichever way it's going, which is something unique pretty much to Corsair. There are other companies which kind of try and do it. The new Sahara Pirate fans, which actually the video for that will be out on Monday, I think, isn't it, Kath? Is it Monday? Sahara Pirate Eyes?
I don't know, it might be.
Might well be.
We haven't scheduled anything.
That is going to be coming out. Those are actually quite expensive fans, to be fair. I kind of like the look of these. I always have done. I think they just do a really, really good job of RGB. Potentially a lot of cables as well, which is never a good thing. Let's see what you guys think. Bombay Potato says, Corsair cases look cool, but I'm a fractal design fanboy. Dark tinted glass for the win. Dutch Jan says, Gelid Solutions Amber 5 bundle, remote and 5 addressable RGB 120mm fans. Amazon Germany, €40. I think I looked. I tried to look for those before. You did mention those before, didn't you, Jan? I'm sure you did. I looked for them on Amazon UK. Couldn't quite see it. Actually, Kath, have you got a window open with Amazon UK? Have a look for Amber 5 from Gelid Solutions.
I don't think we can find it, could we?
Oh, let's us got pizza. Murder pizza. I had beans on toast today. That's how bad things are getting right now.
But it was really nice.
It was enjoyable, actually.
I've had it for so long.
Ian W says, I've got... Amber 5, is it? 6-pack?
5-pack.
5-pack. Did you say 5-pack? Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Is that the ones that have their own custom cable? Or is it? I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have a look at those. Yes, we'll have a look at those, the gelid ones. I do like gelid stuff. They do some really nice things. E&W, I've got 6 Corsair QL 120mm PWM fans or FWM fans. I'm not sure what that means. And a Corsair 4000X case, waited until the fans were on sale. And a Captain America profile for the RGBs. Nice. That sounds awesome. That is the nice thing about the Corsair stuff. You can make your own stuff up, colour-wise. One of the limitations I don't like the MSI stuff we've got going on behind, it's kind of rainbow puke or static colours, and that's kind of it. I like the creativity, or at least the option to have the creativity to select your own profiles and colour schemes and that kind of stuff. I do like it. You obviously, you have to pay for it though. And that is the trade-off I'm wrestling with internally. You can probably tell my voice that I really want to, but it's just, they are so expensive to get all of it together. But it is really nice. I'm not sure what case to go for from Corsair. We had the 4000D, so I'm thinking maybe a 4000X Airflow. But I'm also thinking what is available cheaply with some fans in already, so I don't have to buy so many fans. I'm not sure. The 4000X is kind of like the typical YouTuber thing to buy, so I might not do that. I don't know. I'm open to your suggestions, but it's going to have to be ATX full size, I think. Micro ATX potentially, 2 ATX possibly. Not too sure. Welly Bob says, I fancy a matte red case. Ooh, that's different. William Bodie says, I can't help it, I'm a Noctua fanboy, even my Be Quiet CPU cooler has one. I've got to be honest with you, Noctua fans, I still to this day, have not found a case that I can put those 200mm fans in without some serious modification. And I mean, like, ridiculous levels of modification.
Done a bit and it still hasn't.
I've tried. I've cut plastic pieces out of things and it still just is not happening. So, yes, I don't know. Welly Bob says Noctua RGB fans. If Noctua did RGB fans, and it'd be good if Noctua got together with Corsair and did some custom fans using Corsair's RGB technology, Noctua's cooling technology. Between them, they would be absolutely knocking it out of the park. Kieran says, are those ML or SF? I think they're SF? No, SP. SP120 RGB Pro. On the back, does it say anything? Nothing that makes any sense.
Ugly Bob said SF.
SF. 3 times. Let's say.
Come on, you better get on with that build.
Doesn't say. Anyway. Yeah, we have. Oh, God.
Figure out.
Oh, my God. I'm all over my cables. Oh, Jesus. I really should just get my USB microphone out. That would make life considerably easier. William Bodie says, are you crazy? The price on that. Yeah, Noctua fans with Corsair RGB. Imagine the price. They would have to be self-propelling fans that were actually putting energy back into the grid to make them beneficial to humanity. Anyway. Right, let's put this to one side for now. I do like these Corsair fans. It pains me to say it, but I do actually really like them. I always did when I got the other bloody setup, and yeah, it's been one of those things in the back of my mind for a long time, which I should just have got on and done, really.
That your Corsair scissors?
Corsair matching scissors, yeah. From IKEA. Right. Aletta says, I like my fans without RGB. Okay. RGB is optional. Right, let's talk about my my upcoming build. I've got some parts here which I've assembled already. This is going to be a £500 budget PC build. Really, I don't know why I'm even doing it.
Cat on there.
Flame.
That's lazy.
So, to actually start off, we're going with something completely different. We're going to be using an EVGA power supply. Who would have thought it? Not me, that's for sure. So we picked this up for a really good price. It's only a bronze, 550 watt. I think it's semi-modular. Was it fully modular? I can't even remember now. It was so long since we took it out of the box. Look at that. This is a sign of a YouTuber who has to do reviews. I actually printed out the certificate that came from the Clear Plus site, giving all the information on the fans, not the fans, the whole setup. I actually write on the top as well how much I paid for it. Sad, sad man. So this power supply cost 40 quid. Now you can get better deals than this, let's be fair. But I haven't used it. It needs to be used. It shouldn't be sat on a shelf. So someone hopefully is going to get the benefit of that extra bit of investment there. And it is fully modular, as you can see. So that is going to be a nice start. We know for a fact that we're going to have a nice clean power supply, giving the juice. We're not going to have any problems there. And it's EVGA, so yeah, it's a decent brand. Yes, it's only a bronze rated, but
Press on the other cam.
it looks good. I should do, thank you. Top cam. Thank you, William. So there we go. That is the EVGA BS. B5 is, I like BS. BS is better. The 550 bullshit power supply, which costs about 20 quid more than what I would normally spend. But anyway, there you go. So that is going to be the heart of the system, as a certain other manufacturer would often say. So to go with that, we're going to need other thing. So we're going to go with a slightly unusual choice for motherboard, which some of you may disagree with. Going to go with MSI B450-A Pro Max. Now the reason behind this is because A, it's here and I'm not using it. I bought it ages ago, did the review and never actually worked out what I was going to put on it. I was going to put on the Ryzen 7 1700X, but I figured the VRMs may not be quite up to the challenge of that, but still, reasonable board. I didn't pay a lot for it. I got this as a warehouse deal. It is essentially in kind of brand new condition. The downside being is it's somewhat on the Bobby Brown side, as in the actual coloration of the board. It is a brown board, so yeah, brown is definitely brown. We got some pretty decent VRM coolers there. This is going to be ideal placement for the chip. So the chip is going to be the Ryzen 5 2600X. Actually, we bought this off of CEX. We paid £110 for it. It does come with a 2-year warranty, or guarantee rather. And I'm going to put it on the board actually, just so to keep it safe. It did come with some of the pins actually bent, which Kath has lovingly recreated, and there's actually a cat hair on the bloody corner.
Oh, they love it. Get the catnip
Gone.
in there.
Put some catnip in there, they love that. So Ryzen 5 2600X, nice little processor. Again, for this sort of board, it's absolutely perfect. For gaming, maybe a little bit of mild streaming, it's going to be absolutely fine. So that is the motherboard and processor setup. RAM-wise, I'm not entirely sure what to do at the moment. Corsair at the moment have got a sale on their own site, so you can get a brand new pair of 16 gig DDR4 3200 of their Vengeance LPX, which is both Intel XMP and also Ryzen certified, for $59.99.
Not the fans in that one, boy.
Which is a yeah, it should be so. Which is a good idea. Potentially, I could use this. So this was sent to us by Kim Tigo. This is their Wolverine gaming memory. Now this board doesn't have RGB on it as such. Actually, I don't think it has RGB at all, because it's a pro board, not a gaming board. So because we've not got any RGB to control, this RAM has just got heat spreaders on. So if we're going to sell this on, which we likely are, we want reliability. So RGB going wrong is something we don't want. But these have got some really nice heat spreaders on. And I did notice as well when I was looking at them, they've got the kind of that accent actually on the RAM stick, which is... No, because I can't do
Get rid of the board so you can see it against the white of the table.
Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go, hopefully you can see that. So you can just about see...
You've got it over that motherboard, you need to do it over the white of the table.
How's that?
That's better.
Is that visible? So we've got the that accent line on there, and the colour of it, obviously. It's kind of like a charcoaly grey with that white line. If you look at the motherboard, it's got those lines there, which, although not exactly the same, it does kind of tie in. And we've got no RGB there to worry about, so it's absolutely fine. But I just saw those lines on it, and it just instantly I thought, yeah, actually that makes sense. These sticks are rated as DDR4 3600, XMP wise, CAS latency 19, but we could quite easily put them in XMP, and then downclock them to 3200, which is the ideal frequency to go with the Ryzen 5 2600X. We might be able to get 3333 out of it. We might try and push it a little bit higher, but I think that is probably going to be a sweet spot. So memory wise, might well go with those. I am going to do some benchmarking and testing on those RAM sticks to see how well they perform. Although again, we were having a conversation today, myself and David, and the consensus with RAM these days is, unless you're actually seriously going into the kind of minutiae of overclocking and actually reducing CAS latencies and doing your Ryzen memory profile testing and all that kind of stuff, most RAM within a kind of a very small percentage, they all perform kind of almost identical, and without doing benchmarks, you'd be extremely hard pressed to actually physically feel any difference at all. So I'm not keen on spending a lot of money on RAM. Now, from what I've been told from Kim Tego, the original kind of release price of this, because they don't sell it in the UK at the moment.
What colour is that RAM? Black?
It's black, yeah. They don't sell it in the UK or Europe at the moment. It is purely available in the Asian markets, where they are currently apparently the #4 biggest producer and distributor of RAM in that region. So it's not as if they're like some small company, but they don't really do kind of retail stuff. It's mostly OEM and system builders. So yes, we could use the Wolverine stuff. I am kind of swinging that way a little bit. I could just buy the Corsair RAM, 60 quid. Potentially I'm saving a little bit of money, and it's a 3200 kit rather than being a 36, so I can use this in something else. I'm not too sure. We'll see how that kind of pans out. Case wise, we're gone with the Ions Teo. I'm not going to get that on the screen. You've seen it on the thumbnail for the video, so you get an idea of what that is. The SSD is on its way. That sadly didn't arrive today. That is the Western Digital SN550, which is an NVMe drive, Gen 3 drive ×4. It is a drive which doesn't have a DRAM cache. It uses HBM, or host buffer memory, which for a system of this level, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. It's going to be faster than a regular SSD anyway on the SATA interface, so I'm quite happy with that. We didn't pay a lot for it. I think the drive cost, how much did it? £42, I think it was today, or last night. I think it's £42, so for 512 gig, it's in the video description, you can find out for yourselves anyway. It was either that or the Kingston drive, which was the NV1, I think it was, which is almost exactly the same spec, but there was a longer wait time for that. Those were about £38, so £4 more. It's Western Digital, so yeah, arguably potentially a better drive. The last part of the equation is the graphics card. So the graphics card I've gone with is probably one which isn't going to spring to mind for most people. Now let's get the overhead. Where are we? Top. So this is EVGA's GeForce GTX 1060. This is a slightly older card now, but realistically there isn't a great deal on the market. So if you're trying to build a cheaper system, you're much better off going with a combination of like GTX 1060 3 gig with a 2600, then you are spending what, best part of £300 on a 5000 series APU. That is if you can actually get one.
Just add notification.
Your stream is live.
No, your RAM is arrived. It's just been dispatched. Not RAM, the thingy.
Oh right, yeah. So yeah, we just had a notification saying that the drive is on its way, so that'll be with us tomorrow. Anyway, so GTX 1060 3GB version. It only needs 6-pin power plug to power it. Realistically, this thing's going to draw maybe 100 watts if you're lucky.
How much did you pay for it?
How much did I pay for it? I actually paid for this £100, which I think is fantastic value for money at present. I do have to stress that at present. Classic EVGA inverted fan blades, says James Miscellaneous. Where is that? There we go. Does that come up on the screen?
Yeah.
Yay! So yes, this is a great choice. It's much faster than any APU on the market. It's much better than a GT 1030, although for some people that is what you have to deal with. I have got one of those also. Potentially I could have put the GT 1030 in there instead, but I figured I got a good deal on this at £100. They're already selling, if you look on eBay now, or Amazon, sorry, not Amazon, if you look on eBay or look on Facebook Marketplace right now, for an EVGA 1060 3 gig card in good condition, realistically you're looking at £150 plus. So if we go through the list of the parts, I think we are pretty much in at 470-ish pounds, I believe, give or take. So that is, for me, I think is a decent price. We've got plenty of outputs on the back. You've got a couple of display ports. You've got an HDMI. You've also got, for the old school, you've got the DVI-D. Let's see, you've got the cap on it still. It says DVI-D. How cool is that? There's a nice looking card from the side. Doesn't look overly nasty. Decent cooling fan. These are always pretty good. They're pretty quiet as well. And yeah, overall, I think this is a nice card. Not as nice as the 1060 6GB Zotac edition, which I've got, which is not going anywhere. Video coming out for that very shortly. So I don't know. Let me think. What does Dory say? When will people realise that brown is a colour that doesn't exist? Yes, I know. What was I looking at? RGB, 16 million colours and no brown. Yeah, I wonder why. There's probably a good reason for it. Lewis Hood says if you're using an APU RAM of at least 3200 megahertz is a must. Yeah, another reason why I've gone with the graphics card situation. I think this is a much better option. For gaming wise, you're still going to get some reasonable frame rates out of this. 1080p, medium or high settings, things like Far Cry New Dawn, you'd be looking somewhere in the region of about 60 FPS, I think, sustained. Maybe peaking at about 75, probably some dips down into the 50s. But overall, it's going to give you a 60 FPS average. Overall, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't do. Testing today with the 1060 6 gig, we're getting sort of highs of about 90, lows of 60, and average of about 75. So this is going to be a tier below that, but still, it's going to be a gaming card which can get you playing games. It's a shame the timing's different, otherwise it'd be really good to actually use this on Far Cry 6 to see if it actually can deal with it. I think it probably could. Okay, so there are the parts. The case is one of those things where it's a decent case. It's got two of those massive 200mm fans. I'm not going to get it out of the box now because it's an absolute pain in the backside to do. Links are in the video description. I really need to total up the pricing actually, because I'm pretty sure I've come in under budget by quite a bit. But still, that's good because we're going to add on obviously Windows 10, potentially Office as well, just to make things good. The biggest saving is going to be the graphics card, because I'm going to pass the saving on regardless. So whoever buys the system is going to get a decent graphics card for not a lot of money, which is always a good thing. And I don't do this to make money. I do this so I can buy stuff to replace, to make videos, to then show you guys and then go through the whole process. So it's very rare that we actually keep any of this stuff, unless it's stuff which we've got from individuals. If it's stuff I buy, then I just sell it on. If it's stuff we get from individuals, generally it stays here until either it dies or it needs a better home. It's quite rare. Anyway, that is that. I'm losing my voice. What am I just hit? Oh, flame. Come on, tripods. Does anybody want a monopod? It's been under the table for ages. Why are the cats all under here tonight? What's the matter with them? They're terrified. Absolutely terrified. Let's have a drink. Mike, do a dedicated video on the GTX 1060 in 2021. Way to widen your audience. There is in the plan. Oh, sorry, I didn't do the question on. I'm rubbish at my job. M says, Mike, do a dedicated video on the 1060 in 2021. It's going to happen. We've got the 3 gig version, we've got the 6 gig version. We've also got an RX 480 as well, which we can compare. The 1060 came out originally to combat with the RX 480, which at the time the RX 480 was about 5% slower on average. As time has gone on, the RX 480 actually got better because of the low-level APIs it was using. It then eventually took over. Then the kind of superclock versions came out of the 1060 and they were better by a little bit more again. Then the 580 came out, which was about 10 to 15% faster than 480, and then gave the 1060 a real run for its money. So the 1060, the 6 gig version, sits somewhere in between the kind of 480, 570 and 580 models in terms of the AMD side of things. The one thing it does have up its sleeve though is the NVENC encoder, which for some people, if you're using Adobe Premiere or you're streaming in OBS, that kind of stuff, or maybe if you're playing PUBG. PUBG really does love NVIDIA hardware, and there's obviously some other games that do as well. I think Formula 1 2021 quite likes NVIDIA cards. I'm not entirely sure on that, but there are games that favour NVIDIA obviously, so they're going to run better. Things like Fortnite actually do quite well on NVIDIA cards. So yeah, we will be doing a deeper dive in that. And being that they're actually reasonably, relatively available, I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. So let's have a look at some of your comments and questions. Lucky Pete says, Mike, I've recently bought a i5 9600K and an MSI Z390-A Pro. I have the RAM lined up. I wonder if you can suggest something better than a I have the RAM. Yeah, got you. Then a 4 gig RX 570 for around £200. Lucky Pete, I think at this point in time, realistically, if you're looking for used cards, Facebook Marketplace is always a favourite of mine because eBay is getting worse daily. You look on there and you look at the sold prices, people are paying crazy money. With Facebook Marketplace, because you actually have to interact with people and the person selling doesn't always know what other things have sold for if they've not bothered looking into it, and also you're not getting people bidding it up, there's a chance you're going to get a better deal on Facebook Marketplace. That is my opinion. Obviously, it depends where you are, availability, etc, etc. Even things like computer clubs, or depending where you live, some people, there's like local groups that aren't on Facebook, but other membership groups, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think where else you could go to get a cheap graphics card. Quite often there's places like companies that are closing down or clearances. Look for those sort of things. They're where you might find some bargains. CEX? Yeah, CEX if you're in the UK is always a good shout. The prices aren't stellar, but you do get a 2-year warranty. If it turns up and it's a complete pile of crap, you can send it back. If it dies within the 23rd month, you can claim on the warranty. Obviously, if there's nothing you've done, then they'll either try and replace it or give you an equivalent refund of what that card is worth at that time. Discord. Yeah, and our Discord chat, there's also people selling their own stuff in our Discord. Again, not always the best place to depending who it is and what it is, sometimes people will be just like, oh, I just want to get rid of it, have it for next to nothing. It depends. So no guarantees of a bargain, but you should get some trustworthy people on there anyway.
But they sometimes share deals, don't they? So
Yeah, we always share deals that are going on. The guy in Bristol, local to us, who's been selling off EVGA cards from a business that kind of swapped out all their rendering stuff. There are some really good deals there. I know Kieran got a good deal on that. I've got some deals on it. A couple of others have as well. So yeah, it's all good.
they know people as well. So.
Where are we? Humbuckers says, I'm currently running an RX 580 8GB. It's like a cat with 9 lives, amazing card, and still runs a lot of current titles at different freight rates. Yeah, the 580 is probably the go-to card, I think, realistically. If you can get one for a decent price, where's the adjuster on this chair? There we go. If you can get one for a decent price, definitely worth looking at. I like the 580, I always have done. It's been a great. Polaris in itself was very underrated, I think, at the time. I think it's actually come into its own, especially now when there's not really a great deal else available.
Do you want to put those where you're answering questions?
Oh yeah, better, hadn't I?
Table ready for.
God. Lucky Pete says, thanks Mike, I appreciate your reply. You're very welcome. And if you want to join the Discord, details are on the screen now.
Can you click on that link there? Or...
William Bodie says, Kath got 139 votes and the like rate is only at 57. You never can tell. Well, I'm going to pack these away while we
64 now.
do your... Solar Niku, what is your opinion on the GTX 1050 Ti in today's games? The 1050 Ti was never brilliant when it came out. But, having said that, it still does provide an adequate experience, I would say, is probably the kindest way of putting it. It isn't great, but at the moment, as we all know, there isn't a great deal else out there. So if it comes down to the point of either playing games or not playing games, then how the hell does this work? Some sacrifices are going to have to be made. Does that work? I'm bad at this. Oh my goodness. Am I being stupid? There is a strong possibility of that. It's Kath's fault. Can I blame you, Kath?
I can put them to one side and do them.
I can't do it. Why is that not gone through there? This is entertainment right here. You may not realise it right now, but it is. Oh, for God's sake. Right. Shut loose some.
Does the 1050 Ti do SLI?
No, 1050 Ti doesn't do SLI. And how much RAM does it have? The 1050 Ti is 4 gigs, I think. Christ, I had to think then. Yeah, 4 gigs, I'm pretty sure. Alessa says, I'm still using a 1050 Ti for a doorstop. And why not?
Is that everything in there?
Yeah.
So it's just getting that goes flat.
Yes. So, yeah, I think that is that's going to be pretty much it. Philip Collins says, I thought this was unboxing, not reboxing. An unboxing person's job is primarily reboxing. Because quite often you unbox something, try it, use it, put it back, and then do the unboxing experience again. I did think I actually, I chose the wrong career, I really did. William Bodie says, a letter make us feel poor. We are all poor. Compared to Queen Aletta, plenty of money. No doubt she's going to send me some of her old water cooling components she's not using to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, right. Are you gonna do some catnip for the cats?
Yeah, if you clear the deck.
I'm definitely going to regret this. So, you lot have asked for it. Well, some of you clearly have.
Put
So,
it back in the box though.
you got it back in? Oh, well done. Only number 3. I'm going to take the glass off the table because that's obviously a recipe for instant failure. So I think this week, the highlights of this week have been definitely, actually, bizarrely, I'm going to say it's the Mpow headset. For 15 quid, I'm still kind of blown away how good that actually is. Stuart Cleary has done us a tidy €10. No comment, but a super chat nonetheless. I love the little banners at the bottom. That's cool. Technology is a wonderful thing, especially when I get it to work somewhat reliably.
When you get used to it, it'll be right.
Although the thing's carrying on for ages now. Is it broken? No, it's working. Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate that. Right, kitty cats. Don't break my camera, please. Don't break my camera. I'll move the camera a little bit closer. Actually, no, well, the highlight of this week, Kath, bring in the chocks. Because if the cats are having catnip, I'm going to have my catnip, which is generally going to be a chocolatey based substance thing. Your phone's ringing. Oh, God. Yeah, your phone was ringing. It was Mpow.
Expecting us to be let in. But
Good old Bob. Bob's mad, clearly. Bob sent us this week, which is the chocolate gift box. Candy striped hamper, new. I'm glad it says that. Best before 30th of November. Like is going to last that long. And I did actually post this on the community tab saying, what's your favourite? So, while we're waiting for the kitty cats to sort their lives out, I'm going to rank these in order of favourites. And I'm looking for your input as well. So, where do these rank? Oh, let's zoom that back out a bit. So, where do these rank in terms of chocolatey goodness? Oh, zoom back out too far. Welly Bob says the USA graphics card pricing is bonkers. Better in the UK, definitely. I think so. Stuart Cleary says Mars's rank. Wow. Whisper is number 1, obviously. Then Double Decker. Milky Way, Maltesers and Mars are my top. Says Kenny.
we have eaten some.
We have eaten some already. There are the crunchy is missing.
And the caramel.
We've had that. William Bodie says, do you give me the green light to send you the 3 mice and some candy? Of course, yeah, you're more than welcome to do that. I did send you an email earlier. I think I did, and Kath sent it because I actually sent it to myself because I'm an absolute idiot. The HP X220 mouse was dead in some ways, so I've emailed you about that. Feel free to have a look. If you haven't, I'll send it again. Ugly Bob says Bounty would be number 1 if it were the red one. Stuart Cleary's Whisper for the win. Twirl is 3rd, says Bob. Ginge Biker 82 White Lion is a nice change. Yes, I haven't seen that before. Pierre Plays has sent in a super chat of £1.79 and says, send me the white jazzles. Where are they? Oh yeah, the white jazzles. We could probably do that, I think. We can probably do that. Alright, let's take those off the table then. You've just paid for them essentially at £1.29 super chat anyway. Humbucker says Whisper all day long. And Gumbo says the white mice look as clinical as white mice. Yeah, they did. Is it me or Twix is getting smaller? That's got to be like some fun size nonsense, surely. They're never that small, are they? Twix?
Yeah, I know.
Jesus. I know I'm getting fat, but shit, that's like a Twix was never less than 4 inches. That's 4 inches.
You told me that was 6.
Alright, it's closer to 6. Like a Whisper used to be the smallest bar, didn't it?
Mm.
And now that sucker's weighing in a good 4.5 inches. That's 115 mil to those foreign types. Bounty as well, that used to be quite small, didn't it, comparatively? And a Mars bar I'm sure was bigger than a Bounty. What are they doing to us? They probably obviously... Oh, double decker's melted a bit. Right, I'm going to put these into my order. This is actually really tough. I think there might be a few that tie for top. I really would.
They're in your belly already.
A letter says you'll have some strange candy over there. We do. William Bodie says white mice every time I drink too much. Oh dear. Kenny D says the twirls and the bounties would be dead last for me.
Yeah, they were Brexit Toblerones, wasn't it, with bigger gaps?
Brexit Toblerone, that was the one. David Thompson says in the 70s curly rulers were 2 foot 6 inch long. They were about a foot long, weren't they?
And wagon wheels were about a foot diameter.
Captain Meats Adventures. I love a peanut lion bar. I've only seen those very rarely. Single player says 4.5 inches. Ha ha. You know that. Stuart Cleary says Maltesers number 3. To be honest with you, I'm unsure. I think some of them are going to be in the top because it depends what your mood is. Because
That fleet.
yeah.
I used to have to do quality control of them when I worked at Harvesters.
Having 2 is going to be a very difficult one. I think if I had 2, I think I'm going to have to go with Double Decker and Mars coming in on top. I think I'm going to have to go with that. Next up, I think probably Twix and Maltesers. A bit stuck together. Then I'm going to go with... Ooh, that's a tough one. Because Flake, Whisper and Twirl are essentially all the same thing. So I'm going to go with that in 3rd position, I think. Bounty, then the Lion Bars, and then we're talking White Mice and Jazzles. I think that is my order. I think that is where I'd be. But it depends if I'd been drinking or how hungry I was. Because if you want something which is filling, then you're probably going to go with a Whisper because it's.
That's for there.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, let's move that down.
You need to go for the double decker and the Mars if you're a current.
Actually, yeah. There we go. That's where I think I'm at. So Mars bar and double decker. Mars bar is always going to get you going. Double decker is pretty chewy. Twix has got that biscuity crunch like the Maltesers. The Lion bar is awesome. It's got a bit of everything in it. The Twirl is great because it's got that chocolatey hit and no other stuff to mess it up.
Single player.
A single player. What do you say? What do you say? The single player says I subbed for Candy Bar Tech Tips. Captain Meats Adventures. I gotta put it on the screen. That's brilliant. David Thompson says some of my family worked at Roundtrees in Fulham, Newcastle. We always had boxes of misshaped Kit Kats, breakaways, Smarties, etc. I was in a similar position. My uncles all worked, or a lot of my uncles worked at Cadbury in Bristol. So yeah, from the kind of from the 80s through to probably the late 90s. Yeah, loads of that stuff.
Ain't Maisie's going to end up going out.
Anyway, right. Oh, Bob says bring back the Texan bar. I can't remember what that was. It's a Formula 1 starting grid for chocolate. It really is.
Eat the caramel.
Yeah. I've had a crunchy already,
George had
and I had something else as well, but I can't remember what it was.
didn't you?
George had the curly whirly. See, I'm doing it again.
White ones that you put in the bowl?
That's the white jazzes are over there. Yeah, it says white on it. There we go. I'm so tempted just to tuck into those right now, but I'm not going to do it because I'll just start and I won't stop. I've been trying to be good and not give myself diabetes today.
Let's smooth them through.
Take these out of the way, Kath. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I nearly pressed the wrong one.
They are quite messy, so there's lots of dribble.
It's catnip time. Mike's unboxing and chocolatey cat tips.
Mabes,
Oh dear. I don't know why I agreed to this. This is absolutely ridiculous.
you better do it. They just have a pinch each. Oh, Daisy. I don't think she'll be very good on the table.
Ginge Biker 82. How many FPS does a troll get? Wait.
Steady got. You gotta give her a pinch.
Mabes. Mabes, wait.
She doesn't go too crazy. Oh, Mabes, wrong camera angled.
Maves, don't do that because you'll get the stream banned for too much sheriff's badge going on.
Oh, Daisy wants some.
It's there, dumbass.
Out of the way, Mabes.
Hello. There you go.
Oh, they're a bit camera shy.
They are camera shy. They're not loving the catnip. Maisie catnip. Daisy flame.
Am I actually even on here?
No.
Let's get flamey. Flame.
Paul Lamont. Thank you for the membership, Paul. Sorry if I didn't say that already. Here's Flame. He loves a bit of catnip. Go on, kid.
But he's very messy.
He is messy.
Why aren't they reacting right?
What does it taste like?
Okay, Flame.
I'm not eating it. I'll start sniffing stuff. Here he goes.
Like the other camera.
Gary says you need to teach them tricks. Ugly Bob says I have a tenner on Flame for the win. Yes. Coming this winter on Mike's Unboxing when cats kill their owners. It is literally cats will eat you. That is all they do. They don't do anything else other than eat, sleep and dream of killing you and eating you slowly. William Bodie says you're going to love the candy I sent to you. I do love candy. I'm like the Oracle in the Matrix. I do love candy. Like that, Flame? That good? Camera's over there, look.
Flame.
Welly Bob says, what treat does Mike get then, Kath?
Do you want some ass?
Well, that's an offer you don't get every day. Catnip in a can. William Bodie says, I love this stream, always something special. It's not entirely special, but...
Come on, Flame. He's usually really excited.
Single player, quick question. Do you have to have a pulse to be able to go live? Not entirely. You got it stuck on your nose, mate. Oh, here he goes. Let's move the keyboard just in case he ends the stream. Hello. Uh-oh, he's freaking out. He's freaking. J. Rich says going to be rolling on it soon, and the cat. Is this entertaining content? Hello? Just some more? No! Don't attack me. Just do your thing.
Need to get you some more Flamey.
So not only have I got to vacuum up all your hair tomorrow, Flame, I've also got to vacuum up bits of catnip. Single player says, was the candy you're unboxing, or are you going to unbox something else? Well, we did go through and unbox some stuff earlier in the stream, so you probably missed that, sadly. I don't think I've got anything else here in a moment to unbox, specifically. Nothing that I can demonstrate wholeheartedly, I don't think. No, just having a look. Well, I'll tell you what, for those of you that are into PC stuff as well, I've unboxed it already, but I'm going to unbox it again briefly. Talking about the GTX 1060 as we were a little bit earlier, so we got the EVGA one, which is going into that budget build. This was kindly sent to us by William Bodie, God bless him, and this is the Zotac GTX 1060 6GB AMP edition. And actually, I was doing some benchmarks on this today, and this is actually an incredibly capable card. Like I said, I've done some testing on Far Cry New Dawn. 1080p, high settings. How many frames per second do you think we were getting, maximum and average? I was actually quite surprised. Well, I did say it early in the stream, so some of you that are actually listening might know the answer already. But it's it's a very, very good card. 1080p high settings in Far Cry New Dawn. Far Cry is not an easy thing to run on most PCs. And this actually picked up some pretty good figures. The boost clock on this officially, I think, is about 1750 megahertz. And it was boosting up to, I think it was 1920, 1923. So it was boosting well above what it was meant to. And even under like massive loads, it was hitting like 1883, 1887, that sort of stuff. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1887, that sort of thing. So it was actually boosting really well, and the gameplay experience was really good. Crazy titles like esports stuff, CSGO played on air, 250 to 300 frames per second flat out, which was brilliant. Also, we did the Rocket League, and that was like topping out at 366 frames, I think, which was absolute ludicrous speed. Really good. There's too many cats. Nick Barnes, 92 FPS, 90 FPS says Bob. Yeah, 90 frames per second in Far Cry New Dawn in the benchmark with a 1060 6GB. Like 90 frames per second is more than enough for pretty much any gaming experience. Unless you're playing twitchy shooters, in which case you're going to get frame rates like that anyway. Maisie, you going to have some of this catnip or what? Ah, oh, there's cat bloody slobber all over it.
Spittle.
Cat spittle. I'm going to have to go to the cat hospital. You know? Maisie.
Hey, baby.
Cats. Anyway, a very enjoyable experience. Oh, what's that?
They're a bit camera shy, aren't they?
They don't like the camera. I think it's because I always tell them off when they're on the desk. So they're a bit like, well, Flame don't care because he just doesn't care. Easy. Come here. It's alright, you don't have to be scared. I'm not going to tell you off. In a moment. Maybe later. Anyway, back to the graphics card. So, yeah. Oh, your phone's ringing again. Zotac 1060 6GB. If you can pick up one of these, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. I actually, in my system behind me, normally there's a RX 2060 in there, Super. And I'll be completely honest with you, putting this card in and playing games, I didn't notice the difference. I genuinely didn't notice the difference. If it wasn't for the fact I was benchmarking, I'd have had no idea whatsoever that it was a different card in there. So that is some testament to actually how good this is, or potentially how bad modern cards are comparatively. Bad's probably the wrong word, but you get the idea. So I still think that the 1060 series has still got a lot of room left. Excuse me. 1060 is definitely, if you can get one and you're not paying ridiculous prices for it, there's going to be tons and tons of people out there who are like, oh, you can't use a 1060, it's awful. It isn't. 1080p gaming, high settings in even AAA titles like Far Cry New Dawn, which is a tough game to run, is still fine. And even Cyberpunk will run. Obviously, you're going to have to temper your expectations a little bit because this is a 5-year-old card, 4-year-old card. Maybe, was it 2017 these came out? So yeah, 4 years, maybe 5 years almost. It's an older card, so don't expect miracles. But it will play most of these things, no problem. What's the matter with him now? Come on, Flea.
Last bit.
What do you want, GPU or catnip? Which is better, GTX 1060 or catnip?
Catnip.
Flame, you decide. There can only be one winner. Flame, GPU. Come on, because when...
You're making him jump.
Sorry. You're not supposed to be on the table, you know that, don't you? But he's in two minds, like, I need the catnip. Oh, don't snort it, it'll go everywhere. And Tinico aren't sending me another vacuum for a while, yeah. Can I interest you in a graphics card? Graphics card? No. It's got fans and everything. 2 of them. Frozzer. No, it's not Frozzer, is it? Flame. Graphics card. 90 frames per second. Far Cry New Dawn. Yeah. I know. Unbelievable. What are you looking at that for? Got your catnip. Be contented with yourself. I want all this catnip gone before I go to bed. He's getting through it. He's going to be sleepy as hell, isn't he? Anyway, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up. We've had enough cat antics. It's gone 11 o'clock. So we've done our 2 hours, which is what we intend to do. I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has waited to the very end and made it all the way through.
Which Scott?
What the hell? Don't want any Scots. Go away. Not Scottish people, obviously. Scott as in a person's name. Anyway, thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you all for joining the memberships. I don't even know. I'm going to actually have a look now. How many of you actually joined?
Thank you so much.
See, even Kath raised her delicate little voice there and said, thank you so much.
Come on, Flamey. Somersaults.
I've got itchy nose tonight. Where are you? Memberships. Memberships. Oh, your members. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that first page? 10 of you. Thank you all so much. You are... Every week you fail to amaze me. No, you know what I mean.
I was right, I think.
Yeah.
No.
My gratitude, yeah. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to go into it too much. Thank you all so much for making your way to the end of the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. We do appreciate that massively. If you're new here, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the channel icon to be notified of future video releases. Next week, coming up video-wise, we've got the Sahara Pirate Eye even, fans. I can't remember what else we've got. I lose my mind. And O'Reilly's put a super chat in. Emma Raducanu wins. Blimey. Go GB. I have to watch that now. Thank you all so much for taking part. We really genuinely do appreciate it. Yeah, without you guys, this would be entirely pointless, and I'll be chatting to myself because Kath would probably have headphones on. Probably the noise cancelling one, so she don't have to hear me. So that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you all for taking part. Have a great weekend, what's left of it.
Happy birthday to Bob.
Happy birthday to Bob, obviously. And yeah, we will catch you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you later.